Hi everyone, welcome back to another week of OWIP. This week marks the first week that we'll be starting these video messages so that we can talk about what happened in the classroom in Hart Middle School, and so that you can see kind of what our feelings were about the different activities that we held in the Hart Middle Schools, and actually get more of a face to the documents that we're sending you all the time. So this week in Hart 8, I went in with Eliza and Mike, who are the two project ambassadors for that classroom, and we talked about the MDG 3. Our goals for the session were to explore gender roles, to learn more about MDG 3, and to discover some of the inequalities between men and women. The way that we did that was by looking at a video first about education in India. So it was a short clip, about 8 minutes long, about what inequalities exist between boys and girls in India. And I think that was taking the students to a place that they had never really seen. Most of the students in Hart 8 aren't global thinkers yet and are still getting used to the global dimension. So we saw that, and then Mike held a discussion about what they had just seen. The kids were completely excited about the video, and they were very interested in what the video was exploring. So during the discussion we talked a lot about why there were differences between boys and girls in India, and how that relates to the situation here in the U.S. In the U.S., obviously, it's the law that all kids have to be in school to a certain age, and so a lot of the students here take it for granted that they are going to school, and that there are some parts of the world where it's not a given that especially girls will be going to school. The discussion was just based on the video, just exploring it, asking different questions, and prompting the students to think about different ways think about what they had seen and how it relates to their situation here in the U.S. Next, we moved on to introducing the episode 1 of MDG 3, which can be found in your curriculum book. It's introducing Mrs. S. Jayalakshmi, and we were a bit hesitant ourselves to introduce it, just because we weren't sure whether the students would be very interested, but the students were interested, and I think that is an important part that we need to continue to bring from the curriculum, instead of changing too much to fit our local context and to fit what will be interesting to the students. The episode we had different students read different paragraphs and just read it out, and then had a discussion about it very briefly before moving on to a free write. The free write is a new addition to what we'll be doing every week, and what we've done is that we've purchased, actually I think I have one, we went ahead and purchased notebooks. They're very simple notebooks, to be One World Youth Project notebooks for all of the students in our classes. That way they're able to reflect on what they've done, and they're able to keep this as a progression of how they develop throughout the semester. This was something that we hadn't thought of until now, and we think that it might be useful to start right at the beginning with the students in Glakova, right? Sorry, I'll get better at that. Excuse me. So we'll be responding as project ambassadors. We'll be responding to these notebooks every week, and so that the students get to know us better, we're able to build that relationship, and so that the students are thinking about a lot of the One World Youth Project curriculum throughout the week. So we gave them some time to free write, and then we went on to an activity that had the students, that had different posters in different sizes of the room that said 0 to 20, just a big poster that just said 0 to 25%, 25 to 50%, 50 to 75, and 75 to 100. And Eliza so all the students rose up out of their chairs, were standing up, and Eliza read out some of the facts that you have in front of you under the lesson plan and as questions. And then the students went to different parts of the room depending on where they thought the statistic would lie. So asking, for example, of the 681 billion, or excuse me, I don't think it's here on, I think we just have extra statistics, but some of the statistics were from the Teach UNICEF presentation on this, and so one of them I think I remember was that there are 876 million people in the world who are illiterate. What percentage do you think are girls? So we gave the students some time to mill about and to walk to different parts of the room as they thought about the statistic for this. And then once they were settled, we would reveal that it's actually 75%. There were no winners. It was just to get a sense of what the different situations, what the situation is like in the world according to gender inequality statistics. We ended on that note. Our students became a bit rowdy, a bit excited about being able to walk around, and they had a lot of fun. So we were hoping to take pictures of them to send over to you, but hopefully we will just be able to write up a few of the things they put in their journals so that we can send to you so that you can share it with your class and we can begin on the cultural exchange portion of the curriculum. So so that's it from us this week, and we've sent over the lesson plans are on OneHub. If you have any trouble with OneHub, please let me know, and we'll get you next week's lesson plan as soon as we get it done on Monday morning and Monday afternoon. So have a great week.